Good morning, and here we are, moored just under lock 43 on the Rochdale canal, waiting for our attempt on the summit of the canal. So this is a little bit like Everest Base Camp. So I'm about to walk up to the top, have a chat with the lockies and see exactly what they want us to do, given that there doesn't seem to be very much water in the canal above this point. So watch this space. There's Judith sneezing.
We're off. We're only going up a few locks. Not now.
So the lockies have filled up the pounds and we're finally on our way, but only to the top. They've used so much water from the summit that we can't go across there till tomorrow. So I'm afraid we're delayed another day. Oh well, that's boating, I suppose.
Buddy, called Paul, and his mate with us. Just come across this pound. I couldn't get out of the lock because the front was just stuck at the bottom, so I've just come across the middle. Now the lock buddy's in that lock, it's only big enough for one boat, so we're just going to wait for him in this lock. Lock buddy's stuck, so Pete's letting some water down. It's all going all over the place.
I might have to let some water into this pound. I think we'll just see how Judith goes. Down the middle, tick over.
Well, here we are, stuck in the canal. Yeah, we're going to try and send some more water down. No lock is in sight, of course.
Just standing at lock 38. Pounds down, but not as bad as it was. Hopefully slowly and steady down the middle should do it. And once we've done this lock, we can go no further. So we'll have to moor up and go to the pub. So this is as far as we get to go today. Unfortunately, we had to let some water out of this pound to fill the pound below because both boats were aground. And now I'm not sure we've got enough water to moor in. So maybe a call to the CRT. We shall see. Paul on his boat's going to give it a go. If you get stuck, we'll stay in the lock. And so we've arrived. This is the pound below West Summit Lock, which happens to be the highest broad beam lock in the UK, 600 feet above sea level. There's no water in the summit pound, so we're waiting for it to recover overnight, and hopefully we'll get through tomorrow. We are, of course, beside the summit pub, so I think that's the best place to go. See you tomorrow. Good morning, and here we are just below the top lock of the Rochdale Canal, waiting for the CRT lockies to assess the level of the summit pound and hopefully unlock the lock so that we can cross the summit and start going down. So we may finally get to cross the summit of the Rochdale Canal. Fingers crossed.
We're off. We're in lock number 37, going to the summit, and we're joined by Philhouse and Co and Paul. Right, this is quite a deep lock.
And finally we're on the summit of the Rochdale Canal, 600 feet above sea level. You can see why they have problems. That is the entirety of the water supply to the summit pound. which has to supply 2 massive flights of locks. So not a lot really.
Just coming up to our first downhill lock, the other end of the Summit Pound. Probably the first of 18 today, if we can get to Todmorden.
And so the descent begins, very slowly because, funnily enough, this pound's quite low.
The next lock is only wide enough for one boat because of subsidence, so I'm just waiting.
Certainly more picturesque so far on the eastern side of the canal. The hard work continues, but look at the views. Well, here we are. We've decided to stop here. One of the best places to moor on the Rochdale, according to the guidebooks. Stable pound because it's got a feeder from a river. So Dreammaker should be okay here for a couple of days. And then we'll carry on down towards Todmorden, Hebden Bridge, and the end of the canal at Sowerby Bridge. But first, lunch. Well, some days later, we're stuck again. The canal is closed below us, and there's nothing we can do about that. Despite the rain, there's not enough water in it. Hopefully this rain will percolate down and they'll open it. But in the meantime, let's go for a walk. And walking in this part of the world means hills. Well, you're not bothered, are you? And here we are at Gaddings Dam, small reservoir built to power the watermills of the Calder Valley, made redundant by the arrival of steam, and now said to be one of the highest beaches in England at 1150 feet above sea level. And over there are some people swimming off that little beach. Not exactly Benidorm, but there you go. And here's Warland Reservoir, looking somewhat depleted despite all the rain. I wonder where the water goes. So we've decided to walk back over the summit of the canal to the village of Summit, where there's a pub called the Summit Inn, where they serve a beer called Summit Bitter, and they ask you if you want Summit, and you say, no, I don't want Summit, I want something else. Gets very confusing. So here is Judith with a pint of Summit. Off you go. What's Summit like? Have some of the Summit. Do you want Summit else?
It's really nice. No, Summit's nice. I like Summit. At the Summit Inn.
In Summit.
In Summit.
At the summit of the canal. Well, I have to say it's a bit galling to be standing in the rain looking at a canal with no water in it. This is why we're stuck. There must be some serious leakage somewhere. Where is all the water going? Well, that's one place it might be going. And this pound looks all right. I think with a bit of organisation we could probably get down. We shall see. Next update Monday. Me, I'm off to the shop to get some beer. Morning. Still stranded, but it's a very lovely prison, and we're going on another walk. This time with a high level pub involved and the local monument, Stoodley Pike. Back at Warland Reservoir, and now we're on the Pennine Way, and here across this peat bog with these lovely flowers, and I don't know what they're called, is Stoodley Pike with its monument, which I think is further away than it looks. And just listen. And here we are, Stoodley Pike, with its war memorial on top and its panoramic views of the Calder Valley. Let's go inside. Down there is the canal, about 3 miles from where we are now, but at the moment it might as well be the moon. Here we are in the picturesque little village, picturesquely named Nankin Holes. I don't know what that is, it might be a sort of church. It's very lovely. So we've paused in the Shepherd's Rest in Lumberts, not far from the end of this walk, and Judith has beer and chips.
A match made in heaven.
Certainly is, you deserve it. Enjoy. That wasn't Judith. Well, good morning to a rainy day in the northwest. The locks are still compromised, shall we say, not least by a boater that came up yesterday and disturbed all the ashing, despite the lock flight being closed. But we've spoken to the lock keeper and he's given us 4 boats special dispensation to try and get down the lock flight to Todmorden. We're all running out of water, the toilets are all getting full, and so there is a certain need to move on. It's not going to be easy. Let's see how we go.
And we're nearly off, just about to get going. Hopefully. Yep, we are off now. Fabulous.
And here comes Judith into the first lock of the day. And here they come through the rain. As I've said previously, it's a little ironic to be trying to get down a canal that hasn't got any water in it in the pouring rain. Geese seem to like it though.
We're in Nip Square Lock, and Pete and Anne have gone down to help the 2 boats going on ahead as they've got stuck in the pound. So they're going to let some water down, so we're in this lock, the gate's open and the water's draining behind us.
That's what happens when you have some gates that leak like a sieve and others that don't. Get empty pounds and then over full pounds. This pound had water going over the sluice, i.e. disappearing from the canal and pouring over the gates. Too much water here, not enough water up there. Maintenance. And this is the bridge that almost stopped us going down the Rochdale canal because apparently it was too low, but we seem to be getting through. I think the highest part of the boat's through. It's ridiculous that down here there's too much water. pouring over the gates. Here we are doing the Gawkson home flight. I hope I said that correctly. With this amazing viaduct over the canal as it descends into Todmorden. And here we have Loch Buddy Toper going past the Great Wall of Tod, this massive structure built to support the railway above it. So Loch 19 has been rebuilt with a guillotine because they widened the road and there's no room for lock gates. So here we are, Todmorden at the services, civilization, toilets, Elsan, water, rubbish, even recycling. So we're going to sort the boat out, and then the next challenge is to find somewhere to moor. Evening falls over Todmorden. We've had a lovely day looking around the place, doing a bit of shopping and generally relaxing and basking in the sense of achievement of having got this far all the way from Manchester. We had a lovely Thai meal in that pub, the Golden Lion. We had a few beers with Peter and Anne from Toper, our lock buddies down from Lock 30, and we had a couple of beers with Mo and Toe, who also accompanied us down that difficult bit of canal. A real sense of camaraderie when you're facing these kinds of difficulties. Next, we're down through Hebden Bridge and hopefully onto the Calder and Hebble navigation. So I do hope you can join us for that one, but in the meantime please like, comment and subscribe, and bye bye for now.